I believe this is Drunkcast 3, or is it 2?
I think it's 2.
I don't know. Maybe
Too
I'm
drunk
not
to know.
enough.
I think it's 2.
Too drunk to know. That's a good start. Okay, I am Chairman Miaow, and after the last Drunkcast, unfortunately, I won't be getting quite as drunk as last time. With me today, I have Sky14 Camilla.
Yay! You said it right. Also known as Dave.
Dave.
I have, also known as Dave, if you can't pronounce her name. I have, is it Neo18AC? Is that right? Or is it NeoAC 18?
Oh, he's passed out already.
Hello, Neo.
Oh,
I just say
never mind.
NeoAC, but I think it's NeoAC.
Well, he might be back. We'll see. And also with me, I have DoPo, and I think I've said that right, but I'm not sure. Is it DoPo or DoPo?
Yes, that's correct. It's
Okay.
the same.
There we go.
So, yeah, whatever you want.
So, I guess we should start by everyone telling everyone what we're drinking.
After you.
Well, I'm drinking apple juice because, unfortunately, I have to work tomorrow.
Oh, come on
He's
now.
back.
Yeah,
Hey,
I don't
he's
know
back.
what the fuck happened.
Okay,
Ah.
introduce yourself for everyone as you're back.
All right. Yeah. I go by NeoAC 18 on the Escapist. Or no, I don't have the 18 on the Escapist. I have the 18 every other fucking place. Yeah, I'm usually in the RP forum, so you probably don't know who the fuck I am. And I'm rocking the screwdrivers tonight, vodka and orange juice.
Woo!
Wow.
Well, hold on. Are you saying you don't have 18?
Yeah, the Escapist name doesn't have
On the
18
Escapist.
on it.
Okay. Are you allowed to
What?
drink then? That's the big question.
Wow.
He's not actually 18.
No, fuck.
That'd be like me being 14.
Yeah. Yeah.
And me
I
being a
passed that
cat who was
milestone
also a
few years
chairman.
back, thanks.
All heels are very few.
Right, so we have Sky drinking.
Sambuca.
What was it again?
White Sambuca and apple sours.
Neo drinking screwdrivers, and DoPo is drinking.
He's drinking a Bulgarian beverage by the name of Rakia. It's like grape brandy, so
Classy.
it's quite good.
Fancy.
Very classy, much classier
Yeah.
than anything I drink anyway.
Oh.
Right, so I guess now that we've all said what we're drinking, I guess we should find a topic.
Let's do her.
So I guess a good place to start
Take a
would
shot.
be.
Woo!
That's a good topic. So everyone take a shot.
I just did, but I'll do it just for you. Otherwise you'll ban me.
Speaking of taking shots, as though it were a rule, we mentioned earlier we would discuss drinking rules
Yeah.
and how they can be far too deadly.
Well,
Uh,
really depends on where you're going with it.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously, if you drink every time someone says never and listen to Never Gonna Give You Up on loop, you're gonna get far too pissed.
Or if you drunkenly watch Pokemon and take a shot every time Ash does something stupid.
You know, I've never actually taken note of it, but he does do a lot of stupid
He
shit.
is the worst fucking trainer ever.
What?
Can I make a confession? I have never watched
I'm
Pokemon.
disappointed. But, well, Ash is a really bad trainer, but you're calling him the worst? I mean, you're forgetting Brock. this guy was a gym leader with like 2 Pokemon, and then he gets beaten by Ash, who you say is the worst trainer ever, and then he follows Ash around, this little kid, for how long?
Just you and me.
Yeah, no, Brock is
breeding
pretty pathetic.
together.
Yeah, that's far too creepy.
There's
Also,
there's a reason I made him pretty damn pathetic. One of the RPs I'm running in the RP forum, by the way, go check it out. Is a Pokemon based RP, and it is taking from the original theories on original games on Pokemon, and it's just set like 10 years in the future. And Brock is pathetic and still a virgin.
Nerd.
Oh,
well, with his sort of creepy attitude, it's not surprising. I mean, he like preys on everyone and everything. Like, Misty's just sort of this schoolgirl in a swimming suit, and he's just stalking her around. And then there's all the
so is he
Officer
like
Jenny and,
really complex guy?
complex is not something I'd use to describe him.
Well, as I said, I haven't watched
Here's my
Pokemon, so I
friend,
don't
that
know.
is a drawing pad.
I would say you're not missing much on
Yeah.
having not watched Pokemon. I mean, if you watch it when you're younger, it's something nice to remember. If you watch it when you're older, it's just like, what the fuck
What
is
was
this?
Which is why I start drinking.
You know what made me start drinking? It's when I realised that I had killed Gary's Raticate, and that's why he was at that tower in is it
The
Lavender
ghost
Town?
tower.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was at the ghost tower, and it was because I killed his Raticate, and and I was so sad I had to start drinking.
Oh
And
no,
you should call him
there's a
Bloodface.
whole bunch of. Sorry, Sky.
No, you go first.
I was just about to say, there's a whole bunch of screwy stuff that comes out from people reading too much into that stuff. Like the one that thinks that Ash is in a coma and everything just happens in his dream.
See, that's quite an interesting theory.
What?
That's the
It's
nicest
quite
one.
interesting to read. It's the nicest one.
Yeah. All about a 10-year-old in a coma.
I want to see the worst one.
Well, considering that fan fiction about My
No.
Little Pony, which has
No.
such a horrible reputation, where is it called
Yep.
Cupcakes? Something like that.
I'm
Everyone look it up.
Oh.
It's
No,
great.
no.
Um,
Yeah, I've seen it. It's a video, isn't
no,
it?
it's not. It's just a story about what? Well, I
It's a
won't
fanfic.
spoil it, but it involves cooking. It involves cooking, ponies, and some other.
And there's
creepy
no
stuff,
comma in
but-
between that.
So let me
Somebody
guess,
made a
it's at
video
the
out of
Chinese
it.
restaurant.
Oh,
No, there's a video. You can look it up on YouTube. I'm pretty sure
well,
I've
there
seen
may
that.
be, but that's not what we're talking about. I don't think.
It is
Having
creepy.
as much knowledge on
Like,
the
if
My
you see
Little
it,
Pony
it's-
universe as DoPo does on Pokemon here. So
Well, about all
Yeah,
I
well,
know is
I
that
haven't watched-
Cupcakes fan fiction. I mean, there's another horrifying fan fiction for Warhammer.
What?
Oh yes, I've
Sword
heard about that
Broken.
one.
It's only really short,
Yes.
but I would not look that up ever
But you'd look
again.
at the pony one.
Well, the pony one I
That
can
must be
live
bad.
with.
Although-
It's just
to be fair, if you really want to sicken someone with a fan fiction, I'm gonna go back to the Pokemon universe because a buddy of mine on the Escape is Blaze96. He read a lot of Fan Fiction Friday, which was recently retired, and the most notorious one on there is simply called The Pokemon Story, and it involves sickening things done to a Gardevoir, which is basically a Pokemon that
I
looks like a
remember that.
human, and it broke my fragile mind.
I'll
You do
look
not
up.
want to
I've
look
just
that
looked
up.
I've just looked up that Cupcakes video you were talking about, DoPo, and that is it. It's just a shortened version of it because the actual fan fiction is quite long, from what I remember.
Yeah, I suppose it was only like 2 minutes.
Yeah,
3
I
minutes
think
or
the
something.
actual fan fiction involves like one of the other ponies who's like a child coming in and they're cooking someone. And
Yeah,
it's confusing. I can't really remember it. I think
the video is still.
the
It's
video's
still
still
creepy,
very
though.
creepy. But I think I drank enough to wipe most of it from my mind after seeing that. So
Too much.
yeah, too much information,
The scary dog.
as is always the case.
I can't think of any like
I don't
bad
read
fan
fan
fiction I've
fiction.
seen.
I can't think of any good fan fiction I've seen.
Why do people read fan
Yeah.
fiction?
Well, I've seen.
Yeah, I've always found it odd.
I've seen some good.
Boredom.
I mean,
When
I'm
I'm
sure
bored, I
there
play
are good
solitaire.
fan fictions out there. Yeah, I'm sure there are good fan fictions out there though, but it's just so much effort to find them, and you never know whether you're going to come across, a good one, or Squad Broken, or Cupcakes, or that Pokemon one.
Read
So
creepypasta.
There can
Yeah.
be.
You're correct.
if I loved something that much to look up fan fiction, I would love it enough to leave it alone because I would not want to ruin it.
Although, to be fair, you can find
Yeah.
gems
Speaking of fan fiction,
in the terrible writing section. There's another one that got linked through Fanfiction Friday. It's all about the adventures of Garfield in the Mass Effect universe, and apparently Garfield is the manliest creation in the entire universe, and every person in the Mass Effect universe wants to sleep with him. And it goes on for 18
That-
chapters, and they're all just the same level of just Garfield spouting
That
one of my
sounds
favorite
awesome.
lines is he's fighting these guys on a ship, and he's got one of the minions cornered. He's like, "Please, Garfield, spare my life," and he's like, "I am the garbage man, and it is garbage day," and he tosses the guy in a garbage compactor.
Oh, yeah. A friend of mine, well, a friend of mine's cousin, actually wrote a fan fiction on Harry Potter, and he gave me the book. It was a whole book. It was like instead of Harry Potter 5, he wrote an entire book on it. It was quite good. Well, it started really cheesy. Basically, Harry Potter starts working out in the summer, builds up muscles, and so on. But it gets quite good by the end of it. It's like a real book. So yeah, it's almost like canon. Quite liked it.
Only ever read one fan fiction that I enjoyed, and it was in the form of a comic. And I didn't read much of it. It was about Marauder shields in Mass Effect, and there's a comic about Marauder shields, and it's quite funny.
Yeah.
It started off as just a sort of joke comic, taking the piss out of the ending of Mass Effect 3, and then it got a bit serious, and I wasn't too interested in it anymore. But it's worth a look. I mean, especially if you like sort of graphic novels.
I think I've seen that, or like a page of it. I remember some comic about Marauder Shields. Could have been the one, or they could have
Speaking
been
of
like
game
a
comics, have you
handful
seen
then.
that Left 4 Dead one they did ages ago?
Oh yeah, that was good. I
Was
really enjoyed
awesome.
that actually.
I missed it.
It
You
made me
missed
kind of sad that they didn't do more with the Left 4 Dead universe, because I found it really interesting actually.
Should make a.
Is it?
Were
I
they gonna make a
haven't
movie
played
at some
Left
point?
4 Dead.
I don't know. I mean, I did hear though that the Deus Ex movie now has a director,
Sweet.
but he's not
Ooh.
exactly one who's very popular.
I'm still waiting for Uncharted.
It's not
No, it's
Uwe
not
Boll,
Uwe
is it? Cool.
I'm
That's
trying to
cool.
find out who it was. Apparently, he directed something called Sinister and the Exorcism of Emily Rose.
Oh, so he's just basically a Paranormal Activity.
Oh,
kind
The
of
Exorcism. Yeah, I've seen that.
Well, I'm trying to find more, but
Well, Sinister was basically a Paranormal Activity kind of thing. Same with the Exorcism of Emily Rose. It's basically the same kind of movie. Just the little child's possessed by the devil. Oh, what are we gonna do? Blood on the walls.
honestly, I'm not really a fan of horror films like that because they're just not scary. But that's just me. So
They're not,
I
but they're
don't enjoy them
entertaining.
at all, to be honest. I mean, I much prefer. I know it might seem odd, but a jump scare movie like I don't know, The Descent or something like that. It's not a great movie, but it's
Descent.
fun. It's fun for a little
I
bit
couldn't
of.
say that seriously at all. I just kept doing
No.
Gollum's voice in my head the whole time.
It's not as bad as the second one. It's like the second one is. Yeah, there's a second
There's a
one.
second
It's
one?
bloody awful.
It gets worse.
Yeah, it gets worse. Like I can't remember. Have you all seen it?
Yeah, I've seen the first one.
No.
Yeah. Well,
I've seen parts of the first one.
like
Not all of it.
one of the women hits another one in the back of a leg with a climbing pick and runs away using her as bait, and it comes to the second movie and both of these women are alive, and one of them has been trapped in this cave for like a month or something with a climbing pick in her leg with these monsters, and she's fine, and the second one turns them into like kung fu super survivors.
With a pick
There's no explanation. They just suddenly are really good at fighting these things for no reason.
I actually watched that. I like it. It's a silly movie, but yeah. Have you seen Jason X? Or
No,
Just Dead?
I think I have, but
actually.
it was a long time ago. I like films like that. They're awful, but as long as you can accept that they're awful, they're
Yeah.
enjoyable.
Like
It's-
Resident Evil.
Yes,
Yeah,
although I will never, ever, ever enjoy the most recent Resident Evil. I remember watching Movie Bob's review of it, and he said he quite enjoyed it, and I mean it was bad, but it wasn't quite as bad as other movies. But I just thought it was terrible on every
I
level.
don't think I've seen it yet.
Yeah. Have you seen Ghost from Mars
No.
or something like that? It was basically Resident Evil 1 in space. It was the exact same plot.
I love films that rip off other films. Like I think there's
Yeah.
Alien versus Hunter instead of Alien versus Predator, and Transmorphers.
Yeah.
That's another good one.
To be fair, I think you can safely rule out any kind of movie where the description ends in space.
Okay.
Like Julia and Julie in space.
I
Jason X is just like that. It's Jason Voorhees in space, and that's the guy from Friday the 13th.
I have
the
seen
13th,
Jason X then.
if you don't
Yes,
know.
I actually did enjoy that, even though it was awful.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's like they find Jason frozen on Earth, so they take him to a
And
space
turn him into a
station,
robot, don't they?
revive him, and he
The
turns
best
into a
idea.
robot at some point. Oh, spoiler!
But see, I just looked up Transmorphers and Alien versus Hunter, and I up till now, like some of the worst ratings I've ever seen on IMDb was sort of like 3.5s, things like that. Transmorphers has 1.8 out of 10, and Alien versus Hunter has 1.7 out of 10. So, yeah, I think I might watch those. Those and Snakes on a Train.
I've seen
Although
Snakes on a plane.
On a train?
Snakes
What?
on a Train has 2.5 out of 10.
Yeah.
I've seen Zombies on a
I saw
plane.
like one clip from that on YouTube, and the quality was so shit.
Wow, I've just managed to find my way into like rip-off movies, like The Da Vinci Treasure, Sunday School Musical, The Day the
Oh.
Earth Stopped.
Ooh. Okay.
What else? Transmorphers: Fall of Man. There was who liked Transmorphers enough that there was a sequel? Seriously. And then there's the Terminators. So it's not Terminator, it's the Terminators.
Oh yeah, I've heard about that. It's awful, and it's awful enough to not watch it. Basically, it's about Terminators, and yeah, that's it.
That's the story.
Pretty much the description of it. Yeah.
They all seem pretty. Wow, this is brilliant. Just all these terrible, terrible rip-offs. They're not even trying to be subtle. It's brilliant.
I think that's the point of a rip-off, though, that you really don't care about quality. You're just looking to make a quick buck off of something.
Alan Quatermain and the Temple of Skulls.
Really?
Now, this is a guy in basically exactly the same clothes as Indiana Jones with a whip on a sort of a background which is pretty much exactly the same as an Indiana Jones cover.
Wasn't Quatermain in the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen?
Possibly. Or it's not Quatermain, it's
There was
Quatermain.
Oh, my mistake.
Ooh. There was a movie called The Librarian,
Unless it's
which
pronounced
was a ripoff of Indiana Jones again. It was about a librarian with like magical powers, I think. It was quite weird, but enjoyable. Yeah. So, yeah.
Oh, no.
I'm trying to look at the movies with the lowest ratings. How do you get to that?
I don't know. But
Yeah.
I'm sure most people have seen like Birdemic or something like that, haven't they? No?
No.
You should look up
No.
Birdemic. It's brilliant. It's a masterpiece of modern cinema. And
Again,
that
like I
is
said,
me
I've seen
lying.
Zombies on a plane.
Zombies on a plane.
Zombies on a plane.
Oh, that sounds quite interesting. I mean, I
was
can't
so
imagine
bad.
that lasted very long.
How the hell would
How
zombies
can it-
get by airport security?
I don't know.
Yes, sir. Do you have anything
This
to
one guy
declare?
who's you know.
Sorry, sir. I didn't quite get that.
Do you have anything to declare? Brains.
He seems normal to me.
No, they just stick a
Yeah.
medical waste sign on him and he's fine.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
perhaps they were bitten before they got on the plane and then they turned on the plane.
Yeah, I think that
I
was
would
it.
imagine is what happened.
Something to do with hamsters. I don't know.
Has to be. It's
Yeah,
like, sir,
they
can
could
you
have
put your
been
belongings
running from
in
the
tray?
zombie apocalypse.
Sir, you don't have to put your arm in the tray. Take that back.
I would like to see like one where he turned into a zombie when they were taking off, so he had his seatbelt on. Because I'd love to see a zombie with a seatbelt on. Just how would they react?
Have you ever seen a
Would they
wheelchair
just
zombie?
struggle pointlessly? No, I haven't.
There's this TV series in Britain ages ago that took the piss out of Big Brother. There was a wheelchair zombie in that. It was hilarious. That's the whole story.
I haven't
I
seen
think it's
that.
called Dead
I-
Set.
Yeah.
I seem to. Oh, never mind.
You probably do
I,
have the
I remember a
advantage in a
sketch
wheelchair.
about zombies.
I
that
found-
were
No,
in-
this was a full TV
Big
series,
Brother.
like 5 episodes.
No, I've not seen that then.
Ooh. Okay, I found the lowest rated movies on IMDb. The number 1 is Titanic, The Legend Lives On. It has a rating of 1.5.
Of all the possibly sequel-y movies, Titanic seems the one with the most closed ending.
It's an animated movie.
Did they go back and find the wreckage or something?
Oh, is that one with that rapping dog?
I have
'Cause
no
if so,
idea, but-
fuck that movie.
The
Ratting
rapping
dog?
one.
There's a dog in
Oh,
it.
I remember seeing that on Nostalgia Critic. He did a review of it, and it was mind-bendingly bad. Like the dog, the mouse is
Yeah,
like a
it's-
main character.
it's made in
basically
Italy.
smells Titanic with an American tail, and the mouse gets saved from a cat or something, and he's like, "If it weren't for you, I would be in someone else's digestion." And then the dog starts rapping, and then I want to shoot myself repeatedly.
I may have to look that up.
Yeah. It's from the year 2000 and it's made in Italy. No offense against the Italians,
Which
but
is amazing because
no,
that is
it's
the
not
worst
from the States,
90s
at least.
rapping I have ever heard in a movie.
Apparently, speaking of rapping, have you guys ever heard of the epic rap battles of history?
Oh, fucking right.
yes,
Did you see the one they had
I'm
today?
subscribed.
Is that the one with Snoop Dogg as
Yes!
Moses?
Today?
Oh, sorry,
No.
Snoop Lion. He's
Oh, fuck
apparently
off,
Snoop
it's
Lion
Snoop
now.
Dogg.
Oh yeah, he changed his name, didn't he?
I don't know why. What a,
I don't care.
it sounds wrong now. It
I-
just sounds wrong.
I
He will
honestly
always
don't
be
care.
Snoop
I've
Dogg.
Yeah,
never
something
called
about
him Snoop
religion.
Lion. No.
Well, he can change again. He could be a Snoop Cow. I don't know.
Yeah, for his next album, he'll be
Mouse.
like Snoop Slow Loris.
You can just keep moving up the evolutionary chain to Snoop Bear, then Snoop Elephant, and then finally Snoop from accounting.
Snoop
Yeah,
Homo
no,
sapiens.
Snoop from accounting, then Snoop from the post office, and then Snoop from the DMV, and then Snoop the human. I'm joking.
Oh.
I'm joking.
Subhuman.
Anybody from the DMV or post office, or well, maybe not accounting.
My
I'm lying.
brother's an accountant.
I have a friend in accounting, so I am lying.
He's boring
horribly.
as shit. He watches
There's
Nazi stuff on the History Channel.
There's a brilliant Monty Python sketch about an accountant who wants to become a lion tamer.
I remember that one.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
it's
remember
quite
that
funny.
one.
Yeah, look
Despite
that
what
up,
you might
'cause
think,
I'm
we
not
do
gonna
get
try to
British
spell.
programs over here.
No, I know. I was talking to an American friend of mine the other day, and he was saying about how he's been watching Doctor Who, and I can't remember, but
Well, Doctor Who is quite
I
popular,
never
isn't
liked
it?
it, to be honest.
Doctor
But
Who.
I haven't
I do
seen
like
it,
Doctor
but
Who for introducing me to David Tennant, who I think is one of the best actors you guys have produced since Alan Rickman.
I think David Tennant's awful in Doctor Who, but
I honestly could not give a shit. I just like David Tennant as a person, and then when he's doing other things.
no, he seems like a really funny guy, and he's really good in apparently he's really good in most things, but I just didn't like him in Doctor Who. It might have been because I didn't like Doctor Who, but
Probably was.
yeah, I never got the obsession with it. And Time Lord, if you are by any chance listening, don't get angry. There are people who are allowed to have this opinion. It is not a bannable
Yeah.
offence.
that's Chairman Miaow saying that, so make sure you ban him.
Yes, ban me
or
and only
whatever.
me. I'm Spartacus.
I'm
No,
just glad I'm
I'm
relatively
Spartacus.
unknown.
Well, he's hardly going to ban you, is he?
Be like a quick draw.
stalemate.
Are mods immune to banning?
No,
That's
I
a
don't think mods
good
are immune to
question.
banning, but we just know better.
Is there not like a different system in place where you have peer review,
No.
peer reviewed banning?
If we break the rules, we get banned by another mod.
No?
Huh.
That seems weird. I thought you were all high beings or something,
We're all
so you had
attached to the
like
same mainframe,
god powers.
Like hive mind.
You're all
so
Istari on
we
another
can make
plane of
mistakes.
existence.
It's just like policing
Yeah.
the police, really.
I always imagined mods banning each other being like an epic battle with lightning and
And
lasers
with the music
and
from
Hammer
Star
against
Trek when
hammer.
Spock and Kirk fight.
Yeah.
The most dramatic music ever is from when I've not really watched the original Star Trek much, but it's the one Spock and Kirk have a fight, and there's this it's an awful fight, and it's got such dramatic music, and the music's actually quite good, and it wouldn't be out of place in a better show or film. Not that the original Star Trek is bad, just that fight scene is terrible. And it's got some good music, so I don't know why that the fighting choreography was so terrible, but
Because William Shatner can't fight?
I was about to say
well,
that.
it's not just William Shatner's fault that this scene is bad.
Because Leonard Nimoy can't fight?
They're in space.
Because DeForest Kelly cannot fight?
If you insult Leonard Nimoy, I'm sure you will find that in the morning your house is on fire or something.
Oh, that's
Someone
fine. It's not my
somewhere will
house.
listen.
Leonard Nimoy's a dick. Leave me alone.
The Ballad of Bilbo Baggins was one of the worst recordings I've ever heard.
Speaking of which, The Hobbit.
The Hobbit?
Who has read it?
No.
No.
I tried to, I really did.
I
It's the way he words things.
I tried to. A friend of mine has been pestering me about it. He gave me the book, but
It's
I
like he's
had to
patronising
return
you.
it because I was going away.
I love The Hobbit,
You're
but
an
I don't
idiot,
want to
and
see
here's
the film.
why.
Admittedly, I did not see Lord of the Rings until, last year. Like,
I saw
any-
Lord of the Rings,
any of
all
the
3 movies,
until last
in
year.
the
I love Lord of the Rings, but not the books.
I read Lord of the Rings before I watched it, but I didn't like it at all. I don't like much. I'm a horrible, hateful person. And the films were quite good. I enjoyed. Well, they were too long, but
Did you watch the extended editions?
maybe
That
I
was
may
why.
have.
Oh, I'm watching that fight scene now, and it's like so
Brilliant,
bad.
don't you think?
They were struggling for a weapon, and it just fell apart. Yeah, the tip just fell off. They weren't touching it.
But yeah, the music's good though, right? That's the kind of music
Yeah,
I'd imagine if
it
mods
is.
ever fought. Just
The music's good.
Have mods ever fought? I mean, I imagine they've disagreed, but
Well, yeah,
do you
but
know if there's-
I don't think any of us actually hate each other. We're all pretty good friends.
there's not really that many of
That's
you,
good.
though, is there?
That's
No,
good
there's
to know.
about 8, I think.
8? I thought there were.
No,
there was
no, there's only about
20
8
of you.
of us.
It's better than it was back in
There
my
might be
day.
10, but sometimes people don't post in the actual forums, so you never see them around, so you never know if they're there.
Ninja mods.
Ninja mods. Like New Classic, he's a ninja mod. You never see him anymore.
I've never even heard of them.
That's true, and I do remember Nuke from the early days that I was on the Escapist, wandering around the forum games and RP forums.
I'm awful at remembering most people on the Escapist because although I've been a member for quite a while, I don't remember how long. I mean, I was on the Escapist before that, and I just lurked, and then I made a profile to post because I was bored, and then I never used it again for about 3 years or something. It's just, well, not quite 3 years because that would be like a month ago, but I didn't use it for a very long time, and I just lurked, and I've never posted that much. I mean, you've got people like is it Sassafras with about 20,000
Yep.
posts or something ridiculous,
Yeah.
and I've been on since 18th of November 2009, and I don't even
I
have
just looked it up.
I don't even
And you
have
have like 2,000 posts.
yeah,
So
and quite a lot
you
of
have
those are from
tens
user
of
groups.
sassafrases.
Quite a lot of mine are from chat in user groups. So
Yeah, but I've seen you around, so
well,
you're not.
I place my posts carefully enough that I get low content
My
warnings.
bad. It probably was me. to
I'd be
fair.
quite interested. I don't remember what I got my
I could
warnings
go
for
check.
really. Can you?
I probably
That's
could,
quite
yeah.
interesting.
Hold on. You guys keep talking.
Can you find out who did it
No,
as well,
I'm-
so I can kill
we
them?
can't find out who did it, but I can find out why.
Well, even if you did, I wouldn't imagine you'd want to because you might get in trouble.
Yeah, definitely.
But
Especially
I
considering
think
we
I was
have
rude
proof
to
of your
someone
actions.
once as well. It would be nice to know the mistakes I have made. I was probably quite rude to someone once because they were really annoying me. I think the other 2 were low content though.
I've been on for like
Um,
3.5 years. I got a warning once for a low content post.
My bad.
And wasn't you? It was way before you.
I don't know,
but-
probably not.
Oh, it was way before, and I was just kind of miffed by the message I got, and it's like, oh, this is low content. You should know better. I'm like, off. I've seen people quote that numerous times on the forums, and you're gonna nail me for it? Really?
I seem to remember one of my reported ones. It was I posted something which was fairly low content, but it said everything I needed to say, and I didn't think I'd get a warning for it. I did in the end, but someone replied to it, and I think their post I found offensive, so I reported theirs or something like that. And then they messaged me afterwards saying, "Oh, how mature reporting my post," and they sent me like a really hateful message afterwards. Like, it's just,
That's
like,
that's the worst thing about forums. Going into private messages and just going, "Oh, you suck."
I just
history now. It's hilarious.
oh really? That's good. That's quite scary, actually.
I can see everything.
She can see into your soul.
I'm looking at Sky's profile, and Sky,
Yeah.
you don't have a forum meter.
No, I don't. I'm a good girl.
Yeah. So, if somebody reports you for low content posts, what happens then?
It depends if it is low content or not, and it depends who sees it. If I see it, I'll probably just clear it.
This never
I'm
happened.
joking. I don't post low content.
I just had an image of you like using the force on someone saying, like, "You have no complaint about my post."
This isn't the post you're looking for.
I've just looked at your profile as well, and I like the Spider-Man picture.
Yay, Spider-Man.
Yeah, the spider mod. I prefer the previous picture with the girl and the octopus, was it?
Oh yeah, that one was me fishing.
Yeah.
I drew that.
Yeah, I liked it.
The Spider-Man now. That is actually me in a Spider-Man costume, by the way.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. I thought it'd be funny.
Fair enough.
You should see some of the
What?
other pictures she has like
Okay.
that. They are racy.
You mean the lock thread one?
I thought you were going to say racist for a second.
Me too.
Canadian, we
Me
can't
too.
be racist.
I was like, what?
I have this one where I'm in a
Okay.
saucy position saying, "Lock me like one of your French threads."
Yeah, that one.
I love posting that one.
Well, I guess that's good for you then.
Yeah.
If you haven't noticed, Sky's a little off.
I'm not that off.
I've never been able to dress up like that. I just get like fuck that. I don't enjoy it. So
Oh,
yeah.
I'm the same
Yeah.
way. I'm so lazy with like Halloween costumes. Like last year, all I did for Halloween was just wear my Drew Brees jersey, steal some of my roommate's makeup, and make like a birthmark and put like the eye black underneath my face, like a football players have, and just like, yeah, I'm Drew Brees, suckers.
The most I have ever done to dress up for anything is I ripped off a sleeve of my shirt and went as a homeless person. That is the most
Yeah.
effort I will ever put into a costume for something.
Well, to be fair, all of my costumes
That's
are
similar to
store bought,
mine.
so-
I did go all out the year
That's
before
similar
that,
to mine,
though, so
actually.
I think I earned the year off. I went as Shaun from Shaun of the Dead, but being in Canada, there is absolutely no cricket equipment over here, so I made my own cricket bat out of stuff I found on one of my walks home from the bar. So it was
You
made
couldn't
out of
even
a
get a
garden
cricket
stake
bat.
and the drawer from a computer desk. And I sawed the desk down and hammered it onto the garden stake. And just like, yeah, this is my cricket bat. Fuck off.
You savages! How can you live without cricket? I say that,
very
but I
easily.
actually don't
We have
like cricket.
hockey.
I don't like cricket.
I fucking hate cricket.
It's rather boring.
It is boring as fuck. Like, I'm sorry, if your
Yeah, I think
commentators
it's
have to
boring as
spend
well.
all their time describing what they ate for lunch and the plot descriptions of the movies they watched, there is a problem with your sport.
I'd just like to say, what's so different about, I mean, I know that game-wise they're different, but, American football and baseball, when American football's going, I know it doesn't go at a slow pace, but
Yeah.
it spends less than half the time going.
Well, no,
It's-
but then that time it is going, you have guys trying to destroy each other, which Americans
But then-
love.
But why not watch rugby then?
Because there are too many
Yeah,
weird rules
rugby's,
in
like,
rugby. It's
better.
and as moralistic as Americans are, they don't want to spend their time cheering for a hooker.
It's the same as American football. It's the exact same thing.
It's
Except
not
it
at all.
combines soccer, and they don't like that.
Except the touchdown thing.
Americans barely like the kicker as it is in
Yeah.
American football. They don't want everyone kicking.
Yeah, rugby doesn't have kicking.
why not just invent a new sport? Just make it a boxing
rugby
match
has, like, a
with
single
like
kick.
a ball in it.
The same as American
That's
football.
probably the only way hockey has any traction in America, is because it can occasionally be boxing on skates. They just love it.
They should just make that boxing on skates with a ball.
They actually tried
That's
doing
it.
that one year. They just had a tour of like 8 different NHL enforcers, and they had them just beating each other up in like a tournament.
I went ice skating once. Well, I've been more than once, but there was this one time I went where, after I got off the ice, I went to take my skates off, and one of them had red all over it, and I was quite worried as to what had
Whoops.
happened there.
Whoops. Killed a squirrel.
Well, I hope not a squirrel. I think I would have noticed a squirrel.
Would you though? Would you?
Yeah, they are
There was
crafty.
like a bit of a crash partway through where like 2 people hit into each other and then slid and knocked me and someone else over, so it was probably one of them that I ended up cutting.
Oops. Well, you can.
I can blame them.
You know what you should do? Take the blood, clone them, see who they are.
Yes. And then what would I do with the clone?
Yes.
Give them the clone as a sorry present.
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry, I cut you. Here's a clone for you.
You can
Look,
make
it
him
doesn't
do
have a
whatever you
cut.
want. And I mean whatever.
What would you do if you
Sexual.
what would you do if you had a clone though?
I make him do all the shit I don't want to do.
Yeah, but how would you do that? Because they'd be you. They wouldn't want to do
Yeah.
that.
I'd be
Play
like,
Rock
fuck
Band
you,
with
I
him.
was here first.
Yeah, but then, okay, you're you. You're a clone now. What would you say if the other you said "fuck you"? I was here first.
I'd kill him.
And then you'd need that epic fight music because you know.
Yeah, I think we'll just have to fight to the death. So there's no other way to do it.
I know what I would do actually. I would play a game like Super Smash Bros. Melee or something, and I would see what happened because it would be interesting to see like whether there was any difference in our tactics depending on what side we were on and stuff and how we played. It would be really interesting. I mean, it'd be weird. Yeah, couldn't really
All
do
that
anything
happens to me is
scientific.
2 Pikachus trying to get each other. So I never play Pikachu.
Not nears as annoying as 2 Kirby's.
I was actually like undefeated on Melee. I never played Brawl because I never got a Wii, but on Melee I always played Jigglypuff, and I beat
Oh, yeah,
everyone.
Jigglypuff. Surprisingly good.
Yeah, Jigglypuff or Captain Falcon were the 2 I played most.
So I did mostly play Melee because we had a Wii, and then I would use either Kirby or Zelda. Zelda was my best one, like not Sheik, Zelda. Use Kirby, Zelda, and then Zombie Toon Link.
Zombie
Has to be Zombie Toon Link, you know, with the black clothes and the red eyes.
What, Nega Link?
I don't know. I called him Zombie Toon Link.
I immediately
haven't played Smash Bros.
kicked anyone out who decided to
So-
play as Toon Link because of their bad taste.
Oh,
No, I'm joking.
That's why he's in Canada.
yeah, that's solely
No.
why I'm not on that continent, because I prefer Toon Link.
There,
Yeah.
there was like the only character I really hated playing against was Marth. He was just annoying.
I used Marth. I used Paladin Marth. Was
See,
I don't know who that is.
white one.
it's just Marth in a different colour.
Yep, me neither.
His alternate name is White
From
Power
Fire Emblem.
Marth.
Oh, Fire Emblem, okay.
I don't remember which one. But Melee was a good game, but did you guys play Brawl at all, or not really?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did.
play Brawl a lot.
No,
that's
not
my
Brawl.
Saturday nights
Was it
in
on the
high school.
GameCube?
Really? I thought Brawl lost everything that made Melee fun. It was just slow. It wasn't a Melee or a Brawl. It was a kerfuffle at best.
Oh right, Brawl fun. Shit.
Yeah, but Super Mario Brothers Kerfuffle doesn't sound as good.
That's probably
I'd
what
buy
they'll name
that
the new one.
I would.
If they don't just go like Super Smash Brothers Brawl U. Yeah.
Brawl 2 U New HD 3D.
Super Smash Brothers swap fight.
I
That would be interesting actually.
I remember it was quite funny actually. Last year I pre-ordered Paper Mario, whatever the most recent one was, because it was due to be released in January or something,
Ooh.
and it arrived like yesterday. And it was
Well,
like,
that's good.
hey, your Christmas present last year can be this year's Christmas present. Brilliant.
Hooray.
Yeah, that's almost like crowdsourcing. So it's like you back the project. So yeah.
I actually do like Paper Mario. I've not played the more recent ones. I only played the first and second, and they were surprisingly fun. But
Well, they were basically successors to the Super Mario RPG, which they really should make an actual sequel for.
yeah, I'm, even though XCOM wasn't as good as I think it could have been, I think it's a great sign because it showed that a game which isn't necessarily an FPS can do very well, and
Yeah, it's quite good. It went into top 10 of
yeah, I
times.
saw that it was number 3.
Like, yeah, it's number 3. It is.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's quite good. I saw one trailer for it, or not a trailer. It was actually a review, and I love it. I will get it, and I think that's my favorite game for the year. And I haven't played it yet.
You haven't played it, but it's your favourite game. That makes sense.
Yeah, I like it.
It's like me with Resident Evil 6.
Yeah.
Oh god,
That's like
Resident
me
Evil
saying
6.
Playing for Keeps is my favorite movie without having seen it, which would be a lie because fuck romantic comedies.
There is a lovely song from the Escapist's own Gavin Dunn, called Wiggle Sticks, I think it's called, and it's the Resident Evil QTE song. Everyone should listen to it. It's about Resident Evil 6, and I'll give you a reading of one of the lines. When you start to play Resident Evil 6, you must hammer the buttons and wiggle the sticks. To punch or to shoot or to jump or to kick, you hammer the buttons and wiggle the sticks.
It's true, though.
So you should definitely look it up. It is great. Very sad to hear that Gavin has tinnitus. I hope he gets better soon because I really
Never
enjoy
heard of
his...
someone having
that's-
tinnitus before.
Yeah.
No?
No, I know it exists, but I've never heard of anyone actually having it. Poor Kevin.
Well, yeah, apparently he has it, and he doesn't know at this stage whether it's permanent or not, and I really hope it's not because I really enjoy his music. Yeah. You know, I came to The Escapist originally for the Yahtzee, probably, like
I
quite
think
a lot.
almost everyone did.
Yeah, like a lot of people, but
Yeah, that's what I did.
but I think I kind of stuck around because Miracle of Sound is, I really do enjoy their songs. It makes me laugh, and it's good music. So yeah.
I stuck around for Walking Brain Around.
Yes.
quite fun.
Neo probably likes you for saying that because they're Canadian, aren't they?
Who?
Who are?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're alright. I'm going to be honest, I stick around The Escapist more for the people that I've actually met there. Like,
Woo!
yeah.
I suppose you
Sky
must if
is
you do the
included in
role-playing
that group.
forums.
Yeah, I was joking. Good to know, though.
But no,
I've never really managed to get into the role-playing thing. It's just it's a lot of commitment, isn't it, to
Nope.
do some of them.
Yeah, it is a lot of commitment. I like it, but I don't have the
Yeah.
time for it. And
I think
yeah, so I haven't really gotten to the
I mean,
RP forum.
I could.
sorry.
Sorry.
Two polite nations going at it. How will you survive?
Fisticuffs.
I-
After you, good sir. No, after you.
No, I insist. You take the first punch.
Well, thank you, sir, but I must insist. No, it's maybe it's just comparison wise, but it's the smartest group of people that I've written with in my entire time. And granted, the two sites that I actually wrote on with other people before I came to The Escapist can't really hold a candle to anything. There's some dark memories of colored text and friggin' vampire RPs. Bleh. But
What site What are you on?
I first started RPing because this cute Mexican exchange student's like, oh, you should go on the site. I'm like, I'm all right, sure, you're cute, I will do it. So yeah, it's called Gaia Online, and it's a haven.
Oh God,
It's
no.
a haven
That
for
is not a
teenage
place
girls.
you want to
Oh.
And
be.
they have an RP
I have 4
section,
different accounts
and I
in
started doing it on there, and it is a mess of colored text that you cannot read, and half the RPs are like,
I've
oh,
seen it.
human girls and vampire guys. I'm like, ugh. Like, looking back on it, I don't know
Yes.
how I survived there. But,
So kawaii does.
It's a place that's horribly infatuated with far too much of a culture that I want nothing to do with.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
I mean, I'm sure there are perfectly lovely people there. I mean, my current girlfriend was on it once upon a time, and I mean, you yourself said you were on it. I've been on it, and
I've been on it.
I'm sure there are nice
Yeah,
people there.
I've been on Habbo as well.
Ah,
Whoa.
yes, I've been on Habbo. That was fun back in the day.
I once got banned for sexually harassing a guy, and I didn't even know I was doing it. I thought he was playing along. The thing is, he thought I was a dude, so it's all okay.
I can't remember why I ever went on that, to be honest.
No.
I mean, I think I went on it when it first opened, and that was it.
well, like I said, I was clearly following the girls. Okay.
You just log in where are all the chicks at.
I didn't have to. They all came to me. There's
I went on-
like a 4-to-1 girl to guy ratio on this.
Are you sure about that?
Okay, you
Well,
could
in the
you
pro-
could just go to a
profiles.
feminist forum and RP there.
In the profiles, yeah. There's
In
a
the
lot more women than
profiles. My
guys.
profile says nothing.
And Omegle has no men on it whatsoever.
No, of course not.
Neither does Chat Roulette.
Nope.
Yeah, yeah.
It
all
just has
those-
women
all those
and
long,
levitating
skinny things you
penises.
see, just painted cucumbers.
Cute.
All animals.
I've never actually been on Chat Roulette, but I have been on Omegle. I've never done the video chat though. They introduced a mode a while ago. I think it's called Spy Mode. You pose a question and then 2 people randomly jump
Yes.
in and have to talk about it. And I
I've
tried
done
for
that.
I tried for a while, like putting questions about the economy or politics, just to see if anyone would actually reply. And nobody did. And then I
No.
put like, "What is your favourite
Yeah.
lemon?" And every fucker and their mother was posting on them, and it's just like, really, this is what the world has come to.
Actually, Fortune did something really funny with that. Everybody just went and started posting, I'm watching you, and I'm following you, and so on. So people actually saw that they were being followed. Yeah, that was quite amusing. I was looking at logs from that. It was like, oh my god, stop following me in Omegle!
No,
Yeah.
I used to enjoy going on it. Just I would occasionally have a proper conversation. I would sort of go on it. If someone said ASL, I would immediately log off. Oh god, I remember that back in the day when I was first on Habbo. Everyone would say ASL. Have you got any pets?
ASL. No, leave me alone.
It's just, why would you care about pets? It's everyone. ASL, have you got any pets? ASL, have you got any pets? ASL, have you got any pets? And it's just
I have a
who
horse.
gives a shit?
Oh, pets.
I have a pony and it likes cupcakes. No.
Yeah, I remember going on RC first. It was constantly ASL, and that's it. Every conversation started with ASL. How are you? And it pretty much
What's
ended
that?
there. That's it. That was on RC quite a while ago, probably 1999, I think. Yeah.
I don't really go on that many sites on the internet anymore. I mean, there's like a select few I go on. I go on The Escapist because, yeah, it's The Escapist. I go on the forums for MechWarrior Online because I'm playing that a lot at the moment. And that's about it, really.
Well, eventually,
I
it does
occasionally
get
check my
condensed
email.
down. Like I don't really go to sites anymore because I'm lazy and I just keep Chrome open forever. But The Escapist, Wikipedia for when I need to do an essay, Sports Illustrated when I need to find out if I won money, Proline so I can
Oh,
bet
you're so
said money.
Canadian.
No, I mean I'll occasionally check out, you know, sales on something like Good Old Games or something like that, because they do have some good sales on, and I'm sad I missed their
Yeah,
one
they
about
have
they had
awesome
Baldur's
sales.
Gate 1 and 2 on sale, and I'm sad I missed that.
It
I'm
will
sure
be
it
on
will,
again. Don't worry. They have it like a couple of times a
about
year,
webcomics?
probably 3-4
People go on
times even.
webcomics still, right?
Yeah, I do read a few.
Yeah,
there's
I'm
one
visiting
that
your
I've kinda gotten
webcomic.
into, done by a foreign artist that doesn't really update that frequently, and
Yeah, my bookmark spot is just full of them.
Yeah, I have them on like anybody using Morning Coffee. It's a mod for uh,
No.
Firefox. It just loads up your tabs, and I have all the webcomics I read on to load on Saturday. So when I go, it's Saturday. I launch the web browser. I click on the Morning Coffee icon, and I got all the webcomics. And Sky, your webcomics is there.
that was the one I was
suppose-
referring
yeah,
to
it
when
is.
I went on to that whole,
You could have said something.
Yeah.
There are 3 comics which I used to read quite a lot. The first was from Explosum.net. I mean, they're a bit they're funny. I mean, they're not what I'd call hilarious. They have some funny ideas. Like, for example, here's one from their front page. It's a man on a horse and a woman. The woman saying, "Please, you have to help me. That man is running off with my $2. Well, ma'am, I ain't going to run off after him, but I am willing to give you $2 myself. Thank you, thank you. How can I ever repay you? With interest." And it's the Lone Ranger.
I remember that one.
So that's quite a funny one. They do it daily, so it's nice to just have a little something in the morning
Yeah.
to look at that makes me chuckle.
What
I
about
also-
Least I Could Do? They do daily.
What's that? Sorry,
Least I Could Do?
never heard of them.
Sinfest does daily as well.
I don't really look into webcomics that much because I've sort of got my fill of them. I was following Control Alt Delete up until a while ago.
Yeah, I was
he's
following
quit
it,
now,
but
so
yeah,
he's doing a complete
Yeah,
reset. of
it's
the
finished
timeline,
now.
Yeah,
apparently.
that pissed me off.
yeah, I'm not following it anymore.
Yeah, actually, I mean, I don't know why he did that. He could have done many things, but
He kind of backed himself into a corner, really.
Yeah, I suppose, but it's not. It was never really a great comic.
no, it wasn't. It wasn't amazing, so I'm
So
not depressed about it.
I won't actually miss it.
It
Yeah,
was like the Simpsons of
Nobody
the comics.
cares.
It was good at the start and then just like dragged.
it wasn't actually good at the start. It basically copied that other one, Penny Arcade. It was actually a shout out. The first comic, if you look at it, it's a shout out to Penny Arcade's first comic. So it's the 2 guys sitting on a couch and gaming, and actually saying that, oh, we are 2 guys sitting on a couch and gaming, and then Ethan pulls out a melon with like a face and says, okay, we have a melon now, something like that.
Damn it, I should have done that
You
with
can look it
mine.
Ah, you've been so smart, this guy.
So smart. No, I had to go to the fantasy route. Damn it.
Well, I'm sure
Well-
Calvos can find a companion melon somewhere along the way.
You can just take the scarecrow's head.
What? I didn't know you had a comic until it was mentioned a few minutes ago. So
It's not
Yeah,
that
you can
I
look
have
at
it
I'm
it.
still
bookmarked.
It's
working
in
on
her
getting better.
profile.
He has it bookmarked. I can give you a link. I can give a link on YouTube when this goes up as well.
sure.
I'm an advertising whore.
But the third comic
I think we're all
read would be.
advertising
I've not advertised anything yet. Well,
Damn, you beat me to
I've
it.
advertised other people's stuff, but I don't really have anything to advertise.
You will someday.
Yeah, me neither.
The other comic I read is XKCD, which
Excellent comic.
is a very good one.
Oh yes, I
Very,
follow it.
very
up.
good
I
comic.
follow that every
His,
day. It comes
his
out.
What If section
Yeah.
is something you should definitely look at if you haven't already.
Yeah.
Read about the robot apocalypse. It's
I've
awesome.
I don't know if I've read all of them, but I loved his one about baseball, where the ball's pitched at the speed of light or something.
Yes, it. Yes. It turns out that, according to like the rules of baseball, that's actually valid. or
I can't
something.
remember.
That'd be the thing, though. You wouldn't actually want to do that now because
Yeah.
if, well, probably the only one here that actually follows sports. But the Cy Young Award winner in one of the baseball leagues this year was a 38-year-old named R.A. Dickey, and all he pitches is a knuckleball, which is slow as hell. It goes like 60 kilometers an hour, but it's just so weak and it dips everywhere. Like batters can't find it.
That reminds me of I think it was baseball on the Wii originally, on Wii Sports, and it was literally, if you throw a curveball, no one can ever hit it. It was just impossible. We banned curveballs from our games because of it.
Have you seen there was an anime called One Out? It was basically about a pitcher that throws the same kind of balls all the time, but nobody can hit him. And he's like a gambler, so he tries to gamble his salary and so on. It's quite amusing. Yeah, if you can look it up.
I've never been so much into anime. I know there are so many that people recommend to me, and I've just never got round to it because either I can't watch dubs because the acting is so terrible, and I can't watch subs a lot of the time because I've got very limited time at the moment, and I don't want to be relaxing by reading while watching all these flashing lights, and it's just too much effort. I know it sounds really lazy, but when I've got limited time to relax, I really don't want to be doing that.
That's fair enough.
I used to watch quite a bit of anime when I had more time on my hands, but it's just I can't relax while watching it, and I like to be doing lots of things at once. Like I can be listening to music and playing a game, or watching a TV show and playing a game. Yeah,
or watching something and
or
doing
I can
something
be
else.
playing my guitar and watching something, or something like that. But if I'm watching an anime, I have to read and watch and listen as well. And it's,
at the same time.
I mean, it's just a bit more restricting with what I want to do, and I want to cram as much into my day as possible.
Yeah, I usually do a split screen thing.
Yeah,
when I watch
besides,
stuff.
I have the same problem with podcasts, because I want to listen to them, but I can't really read at the same time something else, or do other stuff.
Why not?
So I know it depends on what stuff I do. That is, if I'm just entering some blind information, I can listen to a podcast. That's fine. But if I'm trying to read a book, that doesn't work. Yeah, or read the forums.
I can multitask as long as one sense is doing one thing, so I can read something while listening to music and eating a popsicle. And
Yeah, each sense has one thing assigned to it.
You're okay then. I'm just bad at multitasking. I can probably do 3 things at once. One of them is breathing. So if I'm breathing and walking at the same time,
You're almost
Are you one of those people?
always
Are you one of
digesting.
those people that can't chew gum? Like when walking.
no.
I used to chew gum whenever I went to the gym, but I stopped because one time I caught a glimpse of myself in the mirror, and I realised when I was exercising and chewing gum, my chewing sped up so much, and I looked weird as hell. So I stopped chewing gum.
You are burning more calories.
What?
So you are burning more calories.
Yeah, I don't think my jaw needs to get stronger.
he is until he swallows the gum.
I was it's quite weird because if you look on the back, I don't know if they have the same recommended daily allowance anywhere else, but here in the UK, if you look on the back of a box, it'll say your recommended daily allowance of calories is 2,000. And then I went to the gym, and the personal trainer there said, I'm not rich enough that I can actually afford a personal trainer. By the way, they just had a free session. They said I should be eating about 5,000 calories a day, and I was like, score, get in. And then they said they should be a healthy 5,000, and I was like, oh. No cheesecakes for me.
Oh, so that's like vegetables.
I'm a terrible eater, so
Potatoes are healthy.
Dude, for
What
one 24-hour period this weekend, I had eaten nothing but Doritos.
oh, that sounds good. What flavour?
What
What
kind?
flavour?
Sweet chili heat when I was drunk, and then nacho when I was waiting for the turkey to be done.
Oh, Cool Original is the greatest.
Cool. What the fuck is that?
Do you not have Cool Original?
We have nacho and we have spicy and barbecue and Cool Ranch.
Are they sort of blue packet?
Yes.
I don't know.
Barbecue's quite nice.
Yeah, they're Cool Original over here.
Why?
Probably
we don't
because
like the word ranch.
yeah.
What's wrong with the word ranch?
Well, we don't
So
have them here.
American.
We have castles.
It's not referring to the actual ranch, though. Highly doubt you're going to pour out a bag of cool original Doritos, and if it mystically says ranch on it, expect cowboys and rustlers to come streaming out of your bag.
Well, it's just not a word we use here at all.
Yeah.
What do you call ranch
I mean-
dressing, then?
We don't have it. What the fuck is ranch dressing?
It's like peppercorns. It's like peppercorns
No.
and like just straight up dressing. I don't even know how to explain it other than it's ranch.
Come on, over there you call like herbs, so you know.
I don't call them that.
Well, Americans do then. Fine. And okay,
Yeah. And don't the Americans call the weed whacker... they call something the weed whacker.
what?
Something... the Americans call something
What, an
a
actual
weed whacker. I have no idea.
We have weed
Yeah.
whackers here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I usually call it a strimmer, though. I think.
What?
Well, my family does anyway.
Look, I know you
but-
Brits take some liberties with your words, but holy crap.
What?
Liberties?
What's a liberty?
No, that's the proper way.
Like, I know you got like lorries and lifts
Same.
and crisps and chips and all that stuff. I know you invented the language, but that doesn't mean you can do whatever the fuck you want with it.
Okay.
Those are guys who changed it.
If you want to hear an example of brilliant English spelling, proper English spelling,
Huh.
how would you imagine Haysborough is spelt?
Knowing what I know about British people, Haysborough.
No, you are so wrong. Try again.
What is this?
I'll tell you,
Is this what we've
the-
devolved into? Let's see what we can make the Canadian do.
The first two letters were right. So H and A were right.
Yay! What's the word again? I don't even know.
Haysborough,
Haysborough.
it's a place.
Oh, that's why you can't do that. That'd be like me asking you to spell Tatamagouche.
What the fuck is Tatamagouche?
Yeah.
That's not a...
Oh, protein.
Have at
Spell
it.
protein, you British scum.
I will send you how to spell Haysborough.
Yeah, that makes absolutely no fucking sense.
Happpisburgh.
Oh, that's Happysburg.
That is a
That's
perfectly
Happysburg.
sensible way to spell Haysborough.
No, it's
That's
not.
what's
It has.
Yeah, some of
like,
the places'
issues.
names in England are ridiculous. Like I live near a Gaywood. That's somewhere quite near where I live.
That's how you spell the one I said.
Well, I'm in Wales. I saw a word that had like 3 Y's and no other
yeah,
vowels
Wales
in
is
it.
brilliant.
Fucking
it's
Wales.
like-
Yeah.
Even like how I mean, I know they don't spell it. They don't say it Wales. I don't know how they say it.
It's
But
like Cymru or something.
yeah, it's CYMR.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
It's just like there need to be more vowels in that, please.
Somebody. I saw a word with like 5 consonants next to each other.
A
That
brilliant
was
word for spelling is
was on a
archaeology
sign.
because that just has too many vowels in. It's like it's got like 4 in a row in the middle or something. Not that many vowels. But,
Oh, sorry. No one else can see this. What you
No.
saying?
I think it's a good
I
thing
think
no
you
one
have
else
a
can see that, Scott.
Wrong eye on there.
do you care to try and pronounce it so that people can tell what we're laughing at?
Archaeology.
I hear
Lelegy.
Yes, that sounds about
That sounds
right.
like sort of a country song or something for a second there when you were doing that.
I think it just sounds like slurring. It sounds like zombies. Brains.
I would like to find some examples of Welsh language because I don't really know that much about it, and it just doesn't seem to make any sense to me. How I can
No, it doesn't make
read
that much
words
sense.
in French or German or Russian or whatever, and I can see roughly what they're trying to say. But if I
Really?
look at Welsh, it's like, how the hell do you pronounce Lecchyd? Lechid? Da I chwi
It does make more sense.
ak yun osoid. That's my attempt at pronouncing it.
That is pronounced Croiser.
All I know is that
I'm-
every Welsh town name looks like it should be the name of a dragon in Skyrim.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. And the longest name for a place is apparently in Wales.
I've passed through Wales actually.
Yeah.
I was en route to somewhere else in southeast England, and it was just the road I was on passed through it. So I've been in Wales for literally 5 seconds of my life, and then I left. So honestly, it's not that bad, but
That is the longest name in the
yeah,
world.
I'm not going
I
to
think.
try and pronounce that. It
Yeah.
even has silly in the name.
I cannot.
Yeah, you have fun
How
with
many
that.
letters is that?
No, I can't be asked.
I will be over here not spraining my tongue.
I think this is a word
By the way,
that
so
to be
just
able
so
to
you know,
pronounce,
Double L is a
Oh,
letter in
like
Welsh.
double S's in German.
Yeah, I suppose, but it has actually a different sound.
Oh,
Double S is just like S.
so
in
it has a
German,
different
so-
sound.
Yes, I think it's like clue. Or
Why not
Kula?
just put like
something
the
like
other
that.
letters that make up that sound into the word?
Or why not have so
That's
many
not as
fucking letters?
It's Welsh.
Actually, yeah. Considering how many letters it has already, we do not want any more in there.
Wait, hold on. It has 4 L's
Yes.
at some point. If you
Oh
How do
yeah.
you know that's
Oh.
4 L's? It could just be a disassembled N.
Emma, what have they
could
done
be,
to
I
you?
don't know.
Does anyone want to try and take a bash at pronouncing this?
No.
No. I'm in mourning here. Oh,
I think you need at least 5 more drinks before you try to pronounce that.
I think you need at least 10 more drinks before you can actually pronounce it correctly.
Apparently that's the way to pronounce it.
Yeah, it's the only word in the world that you need to be drunk to say.
Or
Same
Welsh,
thing.
I suppose. If there's a difference.
No, that's not true. The only stereotype about the Welsh there is really is that they have sex with sheep.
I thought that was the New Zealanders.
Well,
consider-
them too.
I mean, hell, I've been going after counterattack for that.
consider
for
how
years.
many sheep are there.
Here's a fun little joke. No offence to anyone Welsh, because I don't actually think you have sex with sheep. But
I do.
what do you call what do you call a sheep tied to a post in Wales, New Zealand, wherever you want to say they have sex with sheep?
All of the above.
You call it a leisure centre. That or a brothel.
Oh,
I've
that's fun.
I'm not a very well travelled person, if I'm honest. I've been to England, and like I said, I was in Wales for all of 5 seconds, and I was born in Scotland and raised there for a while, but yeah, I don't even remember it. So, like I said, I'm not very well travelled, and England is only small, and I haven't even managed to make my way out of that properly.
Canada, States, Dominican Republic.
Swim.
That's my 3.
Swim away.
Well, the Canada is
Yeah,
quite
but
big.
there's a lot of nothingness
The
up
States
here.
is also quite big.
There's a lot of nothingness down here.
Oh, seriously. You can pretty much skip over Alberta because it's basically Texas, only, you can't shoot anything. Ontario because it's a bloody cesspool. And New Brunswick because it's boring as fuck. So that's 3 provinces that you can just write off. And the territories because it's too bloody cold up there.
What's that one you made fun of on my webcomic?
Oh. I don't think I'd reference one on your comic. Is it the new one?
Oakland? It might have been someone else.
Yeah, because on the new one I made fun of Oakland.
Yeah, Oakland.
Yeah, that's in
wrong with
California. And it's notoriously crime-ridden. That's why I said, still looks
Oh.
better than Oakland.
Okay.
Well, I mean, considering people, regularly cycle across England, you still win.
Yeah, there are people who go hitchhiking through Europe. Just take a backpack and go, like, to
It's
Germany or
weird
something.
that, I was speaking to some people who are quite a bit older than me, and they were saying how hitchhiking used to be, it'd be fine, everyone would do it. and now, like, no one will hitchhike because they're scared that the person in the car will take them to a basement and lock them up, and no one will pick up hitchhikers because they're scared that they'll murder them and bury them on the side of the road.
I don't know, but I had a friend once. Well, I still have him actually. He went from like the UK to Bulgaria, just hitchhiking all the way. Somehow it took him like a week, and that's.
See, I'd love to do something like that. Like, my uncle drove across quite a bit of Asia on his motorbike, just with his motorbike and his guitar and a few clothes and things. And that just, that sounds really nice. But at the same time, when you think about things like that, you're kind of ignoring you're probably going to be sleeping homeless a few times. You may be robbed. Horrible things will probably happen to you along the way.
You might not have
start
money.
doing horrible things to other people.
Yeah.
These things.
That's when you start murdering
these
people
things
for
get
money,
romanticized
right?
a lot.
Yeah.
And you've got to remember that there are, horrible sides to them. Like I said, I'd probably not hitchhike myself, but I would have once upon a time. But then there was this one time I was at a bus stop waiting for a bus, and someone just slowed down, stopped, and asked me if I wanted a lift. And it's just like, I'm waiting at a bus stop, very obviously waiting for a bus. Why would you offer me a lift? And it was just a bit too creepy for me. It was like this old.
Maybe he knew the bus wasn't coming.
Maybe he cut the brakes on the bus just to do that.
Yeah, it was just this old guy with this big old walrus moustache.
Okay, that's screaming. Yeah.
Is it? To me, it's just screaming walrus.
Well, you still don't want to sleep with a walrus.
It's quite odd hearing an English person saying candy, honestly. Because,
Sorry, I've had to train myself.
Yeah, like my sister always says cell phone. It's amazing how much of an effect American TV has on our culture. And say what you will about our silly spellings, I like it. So,
no, I do, but I'm in a chat with mostly Americans, so whenever I say sweets, they have no idea what I'm on about.
They are sweet.
To be fair, it's not just on you guys. I mean, I had an actual Canadian accent before I started watching American TV. Now listen to me, I got nothing.
Well, I am glad that whatever accent I have is whatever accent I have, because I live in Norfolk, which, I mean, I don't know how well anyone around the Escapist knows Norfolk, but
I know it's where brothers and sisters get married on a regular basis.
Yeah,
what Russell Howard has taught me is correct.
It's not far off the truth. It is farmers and inbred farmers and more farmers. It is not the most technologically advanced place. It is incredibly backwards. In fact, I had someone say to me just the other day that they missed the days when they were a child in World War II. And they were very specific about the World War II thing. They said it was fun.
What?
Well, yeah, you're up in the north. You aren't getting the
I
shit bombed out of you.
In a way.
No, Norfolk was bombed. In fact, the town I live in was bombed. There are some bomb sites still here. We like our heritage here in Norfolk.
All I know is one of the best one-liners I ever heard was from Frankie Boyle. It was like, and now it wouldn't be a traditional Norfolk wedding without a speech from the father of the bride and groom.
It is a bit like that. I mean, I actually do know someone. Well, I know of them, and I know that they and their sister have had relations which are not welcome in most civilized places.
Did their baby have webbed hands? Because I'd heard that too.
They didn't.
I know you have it in Wales
thankfully.
because I've seen Rod Gilbert and he has webbed hands.
So yeah, Norfolk isn't a great.
Oh, not everybody
Norfolk
has
isn't
it.
a great place to be.
At least 2 people don't.
What's that?
Have you seen Hot Fuzz? Because I remember you saying you saw Shaun of the Dead.
Yes, I have seen that movie.
So,
I have.
do you remember the farmer who has all the guns and the sea mine?
Yeah.
That's what most people in Norfolk sound like, really.
Fun.
It's especially hard if you work in a shop, because then you have to work out what they're saying. And it's like, can I have a bag? What? Have you seen Snatch, in fact?
No.
No? There's a scene
No.
Brad Pitt is playing an Irish gypsy, and
As he
they're
is
trying to
wont to
work out
do.
what he's saying. as he is wont to do indeed. But they're trying to work out what he's saying, and I often feel like that, but with a different accent.
I never know what Brad Pitt is saying.
It's just... Okay, fair enough. So, that's not an exception then. That's just normal. That's why they picked him for the role.
Probably.
Just because nobody knows what he's saying anyway.
They probably don't know if he said yes or not. They just turned up and they went, okay.
Oh no, I like
Yeah.
Brad Pitt. He's a good
He's
actor.
alright. Actually, I
okay.
used to act a fair bit, and I had a really bizarre experience the other day where someone recognised me from a play I was in about 5 years ago.
Really?
Oh god.
And I was like, wow, I'm a celebrity.
So,
No.
or is that's just a start?
Well, I hope not. It was this old woman.
It's an old woman stuck.
And she just said, "Oh, you were in that play a while ago. Yeah, you were in Hamlet. I remember." And I was like, oh, okay. And Animal Farm as well. It's like, oh, you're a fan of my work then.
Creepy.
No, I wasn't flirting with the old lady.
Yet.
How many
I
plays
was
have you been
well,
in?
the two I mentioned, Animal Farm and Hamlet. I was in a version of Road. It was an abridged Hamlet, by the way, not the original 5 million hour long version.
That's the best one.
I played Hamlet's father, not father, uncle. I should know. I was playing him. the evil bastard who killed his father and had sex with his mother lots.
Yeah.
Some other things. Nothing else really very good.
I was in Bugsy Malone once for school.
Was it a musical one?
Yeah, of course it was. Bugsy Malone is a musical.
I know, but I was just checking.
I actually did my first acting earlier this season. I was in a web series that one of the theater students was casting for, and I got a part as the main instructor in school. Mainly because
And you didn't tell us about it?
well, it was based on this like school for assassins or something. But just shows you how into
We can
it
tell
I
you're
was.
committed
can
to this
we get
product.
I can barely
autograph?
recall it. But yeah, I was supposed to play like the headmaster of the school, like because I had a deep enough voice to actually do it. But then one of the other guys pulled out, so I got upgraded to the instructor, who actually gets seen by people. So
Cool.
don't know if that'll ever see the light of day, but
Yeah, I've had a lot of projects like that where it was sort of like we had so many ambitions and they sort of just died.
yeah.
Yeah, that's most
Yeah.
projects, isn't it?
Living out in the middle of nowhere, Canada, I had to survive on dial-up for 10 years.
Oh, I miss dial-up.
Oh, do not say
Oh.
that. Do not say such a thing.
I don't miss that.
Okay, no, I
at
don't. I
all.
don't miss dial-up. I really don't. Not clicking on a page and going back to make your dinner while it loaded, but I miss the noise it made at the beginning when you started it up.
What?
I just look it up.
How can you
On
not?
YouTube.
Oh, it's so
Have it as a
nostalgic.
ringtone.
That noise is terrible.
Yeah, I'll just put it
If
as a
you have
ringtone
that as a
myself.
ringtone, you'll probably
It's
get
just so
punched.
awesome.
Yeah. I will punch you.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, maybe I'm not as nostalgic
It would
for
be
it because
so-
I did have to hear it for 10 fucking years.
I was only
Yeah.
joking.
that would be weird
It
if
made me feel really old when I was speaking to someone and I was like, "Hey, do you remember dial-up?" And they were like, "No."
Ugh.
Just really hard. No.
Oh,
It's just like,
Well, they didn't.
just,
So I mean, what else are they going to say?
just try
But,
waiting
I was
30
talking-
minutes to watch a 1-minute YouTube video, you little shits.
Yeah, I think that dial-up should have bred a generation of very patient people. But instead, I think it's just bred a load of people who get very angry when they're made to wait because they're reminded of dial-up.
Traumatized, man.
yes, I think that's correct.
I think next time I'm waiting for
Yeah.
a bus or in a queue or something, I think I'm just going to start making that noise, just going... Hopefully, people will think I'm crazy and get out of the queue, so I get there faster.
Or, they'll find out when the bus is there by...
Or
pushing
somebody
you
would
in front
punch
of
you.
The bus's brakes have been cut. By the walrus man.
Oh, hoisted by your own petard.
There's one. I mean, a lot of the stereotypes about Britain and the UK are I don't like. Like, I don't like the one about bad teeth. I'm not keen on that. But I do love this idea that we're all sort of tea drinking, scone eating, posh people who are
Scone.
ever so polite.
Aren't you?
Admittedly,
It's pronounced scone.
No, it's pronounced
It's
scone
fluttering
because
swine.
otherwise the joke doesn't work. What is the fastest cake in the world? Scone. See? It's a terrible joke, but it has to be scone, otherwise it doesn't work.
Admittedly, I do agree with you on that. I do
Scone.
embrace a lot of the Canadian stereotypes. Like, I love watching hockey, which, you know, the NHL lockout really hurts me in that regard. I do enjoy maple syrup. I love beer. I'm very polite, you know, when I'm not on the internet.
What you love is actually lager.
No, it's beer. It's
Yeah.
ale.
Oh, you actually love ale?
Yeah, well, the most, like, I live,
Yeah,
I
that's
live in
on
Nova
beer, though.
Scotia, and most popular beer out here is Alexander Keith's, which is an India Pale Ale. Although it's,
Oh, I didn't think that ale was liked anywhere apart from the UK. Really, I was sort of given that impression by people that, well, I mean, particularly in America, that they just don't have it.
to be fair, it's America. Their most popular beer is Bud Light, which is sour water.
There's bastards.
Actually, yeah, I talked to a guy from the USA, and he told me that they had like loads and loads of microbrews over his area, so they would like have 100 different microbrews each year. People were just making their own, so all the time.
We get some lovely ciders where I live. That is one advantage of being in Norfolk, because there are so many farmers and things. There's quite a lot of decent breweries that are local, like ale and cider. There's one cider in particular which all the pissheads drink because it's about 9%, and it's almost always 2 for £3, and 9% bottles of that gets you pissed very quickly. So, you know, there's quite a good selection here, which is one advantage, I suppose.
We do have a few relatively big breweries, like, in the city that I'm in. Like, there's, the Keith's Brewery that I mentioned before actually is in the city. And then we have Olin's, which isn't that good. Propeller, which was only good because they had brewery tours where they did an ID, so everyone under the age of 19 went and got drunk. There's Garrison, which has a very nice variety of beers. Which they got a raspberry wheat that's usually my go-to if I just want a 6-pack or something. And there are a couple brew pubs in here too. There's Rogue's Roost, which does their own stuff, which turns out pretty nicely.
There's this weird thing. I mean, like, it used to be that they wouldn't ID anyone here. I mean, the first time I bought alcohol, I was 15,
Oh.
and I had a chubby little baby face as well. And nobody gave a shit. They were just like, "You're 15, cool, have a pint," and, you know.
I
But
still
now-
get ID'd.
Yeah, now I get ID'd. It's like I didn't get ID'd until I was 18.
Yeah.
I found that really bizarre. Like,
I-
3 years of drinking fairly heavily, and I didn't get ID'd until I was legally allowed to drink. So,
How convenient.
Yeah, I wasn't ID'd until I wasn't ID'd when I started using like age restricted stuff, and I was 14 at the time. So, and I started getting ID'd when I came to the UK, which was when I was 19. So it was quite weird. They would go, "Okay, can I see your ID?" And I'm like, "But I'm like 20. Here you go."
Oh,
Quite weird, yeah.
I've just started getting ID'd
And-
again because I actually shaved recently. I usually have like
Yeah,
a
I think
beard
that's my problem because
Like-
I shave.
to have a beard, but I shaved it off at the start of the month. Just planning on getting a new razor for Christmas, so I wanted fresh start. But yeah, just second that one, it's like, "Oh, can I see your ID?" I'm like, Really? All right.
I actually look older if I do shave because I can't grow any proper facial hair at the moment. It's pathetic. I get this stupid looking fuzz that just makes me look younger than I am.
That's my problem. I can properly grow hair on my face, but the problem is I can properly grow hair everywhere else on my body as well, which does not work.
Oh no,
Ladies.
I can grow it everywhere but my face. At will, just literally, I will think, grow hair, and it will.
Ladies.
Okay,
This
that's
guy,
good to
this
know.
must be so attractive for you.
Strangely, I'm not trying to attract you.
Well, it's working.
Yet. No, I'm in fact trying to repulse you. I'm practicing my repulsing.
Oh, okay.
It's not working.
I did have a friend actually who had to carry ID to prove he was young enough to get a child ticket on the train because he had a beard when he was 13.
Oh, well, I had a mustache when I was 14.
I'm jealous
Oh, I
of all
kept
you
it
people with your
because
lovely,
it was
lovely facial
awful.
hair. I want a walrus moustache, damn it.
Why?
So I can drive up to people and ask
hate
them if they want to
moustaches.
That
live.
is the one thing, though. I can grow a beard. I can't grow a mustache. Like, my beard is black, and then my mustache is, like, blonde. And it does not work. And, like, all last month, I'm walking around with a beard, and it's friggin' mustache November. And they're like, oh, where's your mustache? I'm like, well, I think it would actually be more supportive of the fight against cancer if I didn't shame everyone by trying to grow a mustache out.
Yeah, I hate mustaches. For some reason, I just
Same.
hate them.
I
So
actually
annoying.
saw someone
yeah.
the other day who I have no idea why. I mean, he seemed perfectly sane. He had a moustache, as Hitler's. And
Why?
I just thought, I mean,
He's
It
trying
was
to
Charlie
get back.
Chaplin's.
Did he have the hat?
no, he
Aw.
didn't. But it's like, were you wearing it because you like the style? Are you supportive of Hitler? I mean, both of those seem impossible to me because if you are supportive of Hitler, would you really grow that moustache anyway? I mean, just the way it looks is so terrible.
Yeah, there was a video about the last guy who had a Hitler mustache. It's on Cracked somewhere, and it was about a guy who grew the mustache and didn't know about Hitler like at all.
But do you know who I've
Quite-
actually
quite
seen
funny.
the Hitler
And
mustache
his
on?
boss tried to
Michael
explain to him.
Jordan.
Really?
Like, yeah, he was in like an underwear commercial
What?
with some fat guy, and he had a Hitler mustache.
What's wrong with him?
I actually just searched Michael Jordan Hitler, and the first thing that came up was moustache. He actually did.
Yeah.
That is. Why
What has
did he
Space
have
Jam
that?
done to him?
No, Space Jam was the best
We
thing
must
to
wipe
ever
out all
happen to
the
him.
cartoon rabbits.
He has a really creepy look on in this picture as well. He's just sort of looking to the side in a really creepy way. Oh well.
Yes, yes, he does. Is
This is actually.
oh,
It was actually covered on a sports show as well. Why was it covered on a sports show? How can that
Yeah.
be news? Seriously, we're allowed to cover it. We're just a stupid communicast.
it's not even the Communicast. It's like the
Drunkcast.
Failcast, Drunkcast. Yeah, that's even lower. Oh, did you all
Yeah.
Did you all see it?
See what? Oh,
The mustache.
why?
Because Michael Jordan
sure he
just
didn't
does
have
not
this
give
of
a
it?
fuck.
Maybe he missed a bit before he went on set and no one told him because they thought it was funny.
Oh, he just does not care. He will own the worst basketball
Yeah,
team in the
probably.
league. He just does not care anymore.
Just look on his face.
He does
It's
actually look like he's saying
weird.
problem.
No, it looks like
Put sunglasses on it. Deal with it.
that look in that picture does not go with a Hitler mustache. It goes with a John Waters mustache.
I've no idea who John Waters is.
You know, that one of them pencil thin little mustaches, like looks obviously groomed, but
Oh,
still
God,
looks
that's
creepy
creepy.
as shit.
That is creepy.
Okay, I want to see that commercial now because all the pictures from it are like similar to that one. So here's another one. He's like really that's pulling the troll face. This.
But, I've never really been into basketball either. I'm not a sport person.
That's all right. I think
I'm
I've got
very,
everyone
very
in this
boring
chat
person.
covered.
Big sports fan then?
Yeah, I'm wearing a Drew Brees jersey right now. Actually,
I have no idea
it's
what
football,
that is.
American football. No,
Oh,
I
not
I
a
do
football
not
then.
have any football kits, unfortunately. I do need to rectify that. But you guys will probably hate me for my choice anyway. So
Probably. The only sport I've ever had any interest in was rugby, and that's only because I got to tackle people and it was fun.
well, just probably for the area because I actually support Liverpool in the Premier League.
Really?
Yeah.
Get out.
Yeah.
Yeah, get out. Liverpool suck.
I'm sorry. I know what teams you probably gravitate towards Sky, but whatever. They're red. Canada's red. We kind of have that connection.
We have a red team.
Yeah, but you're not called the Reds.
Yeah, it's
We also have a
Arsenal.
blue team. We're
I,
kind of
um,
undecided.
I did used to. I actually, when I was younger, I did enjoy football, as in soccer. Sorry.
No, football. Football is fine.
Okay. While I'll admit, quite a lot of American versions of English things make sense. Football, really?
Soccer.
You kick the ball once.
Kind of got lost
But
in
never mind.
translation.
What about soccer? How does that count?
That is
at all?
actually what it was originally called. Football is called soccer, so I have no problem with Americans calling football
Yeah,
soccer.
well,
Yeah.
to be fair, I think
Really?
when
I
they
didn't know that.
asked an English person how to describe it, they asked one of the hooligans to do it, and it's like, oh, well, what's it about? Oh, you get rolling on and then you sock her in the face. And
Why is this hooligan Australian?
I don't know. Why is a Canadian attempting to do an English accent when there are 3 British people in here? I don't know.
Well, I don't think I could do a hooligan very
I'm
well.
not British.
I'm Canadian. I don't do hooligans. At our hockey games, we're like,
You are
oh, that
a
was an
hooligan.
excellent game. Yes, I agree. Good show. See you next week.
Speaking of hooligans, Rio Ferdinand was recently attacked by one, wasn't he?
Who?
Yeah, I saw
Never mind.
that.
I'll stop this conversation before it begins. I did used to be a lot more interested in football, but then it's now so much about the money.
Well, that's what that
ridiculous.
was, because he got hit in the face by a coin.
Oh yeah, it was as well, wasn't
And then
it?
I saw
So
a
it was
tweet
about the money.
after. He's like, bloody fan threw a 2p at me. He couldn't even bother to throw a pound.
Well,
But the
yeah,
2p
the 2Ps
is
are
quite
thinner
big.
as well, so they probably hurt more.
You can be more accurate with
I'm
the 2p
impressed.
Yeah.
when
The
aiming
gash,
them
the
at
gash he
professional
got with it.
athletes.
On the other hand, yeah, British money is like weird. A pound is quite heavy, it is. And 2 pounds. It's a coin and it's heavy
Yeah, it's-
as hell. You can throw it and you can kill a person.
No, if he really wanted to hurt Rio Ferdinand, he should have thrown an original Xbox controller. Although he probably would have had to
Oh.
have been like a shot put champion to get it anywhere near him.
Yeah,
I
probably.
miss those things. They were brilliant.
Oh,
I love that they had to bring out a smaller controller because people couldn't use it.
oh no, I've got huge hands and I can barely use the
Yeah.
Xbox controller.
Yeah, Penny Arcade had a brilliant comic on it. It was basically one of the guys was playing on the original Xbox controller, and he had huge hands. They were seriously bigger than his head. And he was like, "Oh, I'm comfortable with it. Yeah, that's fine."
Anyway, we should probably wrap this up as it's been
I already
far longer
blew
than
my,
it should
I
have.
already blew
yeah,
off my
it's,
other appointment, so...
That's international communications, isn't
Oh
it?
no, I told
So,
him the weather was
that's fine.
shit, and I thought we should,
Oh,
we
you
should
were said-
reschedule.
You should have gone with I have to save the world.
Again, given
So,
my limited skill set,
that's
there's
the
not a lot of
ben-
scenarios that I can plausibly say that. It's like, oh, the president is going against Vladimir Putin in jeopardy, and he needs help on world capitals. I'm your man.
I didn't find the comic you were talking about with the Xbox controller with the guy with huge hands, but I did find something. It's Penny Arcade. It's we've secretly replaced Gabe's Xbox controller with an 800-pound grizzly bear. Let's see if he notices. and he then says,
That-
"Did you
that
order
was
one of
brilliant
those
as
smaller
well.
controllers or something? I think I like it better."
Yeah. Oh, I had forgotten about that one. So
Yeah, that's quite good. I've never read Penny Arcade. I should give
That's
it a
good.
go. But that and Video Game Cats, I hear, is quite good as well.
It is, but it
You
updates
rarely
just as
updates
frequently
anymore.
as
And
Sky's
VG Cast.
comic.
that was the first comic I came about, but I never actually followed it. The first comic I followed was the Noob comic. It was quite good, but it's not being updated
Oh.
at all.
Okay then. Like I said, we should probably finish off now then.
Yeah,
So
might as well.
I
I've been
have
out of
been
booze
Chairman
for an
Miaow.
hour.
Yeah, that's.
I've been Dave the Explorer.
I've been
And
DoPo.
I've been the token foreigner.
Woo!
So good
I'm the
morning,
foreigner.
night, afternoon, whatever the hell time it is.